NFL star was shot this morning.
Sorry, this might be a little graphic, but it was like some blood coming from his mouth. It was just a tough day, you know.
You said this ball's for him?
Yeah, this is for him.
These are the most emotional moments in NFL history. And first, an NFL player's most emotional moment happened after he was almost killed. October 2nd, 2022 seemed like a normal game for J.J. Watt until everybody found out about the secret of why he wanted to win so badly.
Obviously, it's been a very emotional week for my family, for my wife, for myself. I mean, for months we've been looking at ultrasounds of our baby boy, and they're all extremely happy. And then Thursday we were looking at ultrasound of my heart.
And when doctors took a look at the ultrasound of JJ's heart, they discovered that he was dealing with atrial fibrillation, a life-threatening heart issue that put JJ at risk for strokes, causes irregular heartbeats, and kills over 150,000 people every year. So doctors shocked his heart back into rhythm, which luckily helped him survive, and being the role model that JJ is, only a few days after, he decided to play his next game anyways.
I didn't know what else to do. I mean, I've been playing this game my whole life. They said I was fine. So once my heart was reset, they said, "You're fine if you feel comfortable." I mean, I'd probably be more uncomfortable sitting on my couch at home. You know, this is what I know. But I'm glad it all worked out. I'm glad I had good people taking care of me, and I'm glad I'm here today.
Man, if almost dying won't even stop him from being out there for his teammates, nothing can. But not all emotional moments are a bad thing. Stefon Diggs teared up after he made one of the most legendary plays in NFL history. There were only a few seconds left to pull off something crazy in the biggest game of the year. Down by one, it was either win or their season was over. And that's when Stefon pulled off a miracle.
From Adam. Case on a deep drop, steps up in the pocket. He'll fire to the right side. Caught by Diggs. Stay up. Oh my God! 30, 10, touchdown! Are you kidding me? It's a Minneapolis miracle! Stefon Diggs and the Minnesota Vikings have walked up on the New Orleans Saints.
I love you, bro. Nah, you the man. You the man. You the man. Believe it. I still don't know what just happened. Damn, that shit feel good.
Can you tell us how down and out this Vikings team felt, thinking that the Saints had just gone up and you guys needed something miraculous to happen?
Since I first got here, I never stopped working. Today was when all the work paid off, and God put me in a position, and I just try to take advantage of my opportunities.
Man, Stefon got so emotional, he was literally speechless. But at least he was crying happy tears. Aaron Rodgers' emotional moment was bigger than football. He created one of the most emotional days in our country's history. September 11th was already an emotional date in New York because of what happened years before when they were hit with one of the craziest attacks in history. On this day in 2023 was supposed to be different though, because for the first time ever, New Yorkers had something to look forward to. It was because Rodgers was one of the biggest trending topics in the world after he got traded to the New York Jets, so every football fan couldn't wait to see him suit up for the first time. And since his debut landed on 9/11, everything was set for this to be a historic day. Even he knew the day was bigger than just him though, so when he got introduced for the first time, he ran out representing our country with the flag. And just like that, things got underway with the crowd more hyped than ever, until a few minutes into the game, on just Rodgers' fourth play, this happened.
Protection breaks down and time runs out. Down goes Rodgers and the sack for Leonard Floyd. Now Rodgers sits down.
At the time, nobody knew if the injury was something serious or not. Even some of the most legendary quarterbacks in history were confused.
Limping? Is he limping? No. He's down. He's down. No. It's his ankle.
But after seeing Rodgers leave without being able to walk, then not returning to the game, pro athletes all over the world were stunned. Kevin Durant tweeted about it, Patrick Mahomes, Pat McAfee, everybody. Personally, I couldn't believe how many known people were instantly sad about this. Either way, everybody had something to say. Despite the main focus being on Rodgers though, the Jets were somehow still able to pull off an upset against a team much better than them for Rodgers. Then the next day, after he underwent tests to confirm how severe the situation actually was, the breaking news had everybody emotional.
An MRI confirmed today that Aaron Rodgers has officially tore his Achilles on the fourth play of his Jets career. Rodgers' season now officially is over. There are questions about whether his Hall of Fame career is as well.
That's a very tough injury. That's one of the toughest injuries to overcome, even for a young man.
We're talking about Aaron Rodgers is going to be, 39-40, trying to overcome this.
Yeah, I mean, Monday was an amazing day to start. And then it turned into one of the toughest 24-hour stretches I've had in my life. A lot of sadness, a lot of tears.
Damn. You could tell Rodgers' heart was broken because not only was his debut ruined, his life got changed in a split second. So, alright, let's lighten the mood a bit, because not all emotional moments are sad. One player was caught crying on live TV, it got him clowned by the entire world, and he wasn't even sad about it. I don't even know how tears that big are possible, but it went down before a game when the national anthem was happening, and cameras zoomed in on Noshan Moreno. Those weren't tears of sadness though. He joked that he was definitely hydrated, and also let us know why he got so emotional.
First of all, the cameras caught you during the national anthem, there was tears running down your face. What was that about?
Just being so blessed to play this game and being a part of this team and different things that go on throughout your life, and just the emotion, always gets me, and emotion always gets me, and I just love this game so much. And
now, alright, he might have been laughing then. I just wonder how he felt when football fans turned his tears into one of the most viral NFL memes ever. People said it looked like his tears came out of garden hoses. That he cried enough to water the grass or hydrate a small animal. People used his tears to make TikToks with funny captions, and the tears even had one NFL player call him the GOAT, or the G-Code, greatest crier of all time.
It's the greatest cry of all time. It's at least top 5. Look, that hoe.
Now, all I gotta say after that is the tears were definitely crazy, but to be honest, Noshan was only feeling one emotion. Another player got emotional in multiple ways at the same time. It sounds weird, I know, but it all happened when Jamal Williams was about to set one of the craziest records in NFL history. During his first year with the Lions, he was having the most historic season that any running back has ever had with the team when he scored not 1, not 2, not 3, not even 10. He had 15 touchdowns already. This man couldn't miss. So he was just 2 short of a record for the most rushing touchdowns by any Lions player in a single year. That was set by a top 5 running back of all time, Hall of Famer Barry Sanders. But there was a problem. There was only 1 game left in the season for Jamal to break this record, and this 1 game ironically came against the team's rival, the Packers, who not only released Jamal the season before that, the Packers would make the playoffs if they won. So Jamal basically had a chance to ruin his former team's season while making NFL history. And well,
First and goal, Williams to the right, to the end zone, to the lead. Detroit Lions touchdown. And he ties Barry Sanders for the most rushing touchdowns in a season by a Lion. Williams into the end zone. The Lions retake the lead. A record-setting 17th rushing touchdown this season for the former Packer.
Jamal, you set the franchise record. You broke Barry Sanders' record. What does that mean to you?
My great-grandfather died on me. I just dedicate this to him. I'm just proud. I'm just grateful to do this for him. My grandfather, he was 92, but I'm just grateful for him to be in my life, and I'm grateful to be able to play football and do this for him. So there's a lot of memories, a lot of emotion happening right now, but I'm just grateful. I'm grateful to be able to play this game for my great-grandfather, and I'm glad that he's looking down on me, and I know I'm making him proud.
You said this ball's for him?
Yeah, this is for him. Another thing, stop playing us, man. We the Detroit Lions. We the Detroit Lions. Stop playing with us. I don't even watch TV, but I heard everybody already picked the Packers over us. Stop playing with us. That's all I gotta say, man. Don't let these tears fool you. There's all dog around this mug.
alright, now let me get this straight. Jamal really went from crying to having that dog in him. I was geeked at that, and so was LaJesus. So he tweeted the video out and said, I love this kid so much. So dope. You have a fan in me, Jamal. Wait, LeBron, why aren't you a fan of me, bro? I'm literally a bronze-sexual. Anyways, all joking aside, nobody was crying more than the player who, in front of an entire stadium, honored his children that died.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
This is how we remember our boys.
Marquise Goodwin and his wife had been trying to have their first kid together for a while. And once it felt like their prayers were finally being answered, you could tell they were the happiest people in the world. As excited as they were though, a day before one of Marquise's games, something devastating happened.
November 11th. Getting ready to go to the hotel, same routine that we do every week. And my wife told me, hey, will you come to the bathroom with me? I feel like I don't feel good about it. Like something bad is gonna happen. Could see the panic in her face. I looked and basically I could see the sack from the baby protruding out of my wife. And she's like, I can't move. I don't know what to do. Call the ambulance right now.
We get to the hospital. That's when they're like, your sac is literally out of your cervix and out into this air. You're going to catch an infection. We have to deliver the baby. The baby was alive all the way up until I had to deliver, because once the baby was gone from me and detached from me, the baby was not going to be alive because they had to stop the pregnancy.
The baby just came out with little push. I did not expect it to be a full baby, like a baby that I could hold in my hands. We have a convo, and I'm like, I'm staying here. Like, I'm not playing in the game. And so when she told me to go to the game, it was like, you want me to go to the game? She's like, yeah, you need to go.
Me and your son, we're watching you. You gotta go out there. He didn't want to. He kept calling me like, babe, I don't know if I can do this.
I remember getting a call right when I got there. Keys came in, spent some time with him to see where he was at, and he was hurting, as expected. Told him how much we'd like him out there, but I told him how much we will all totally understand if he's not. And then it was about an hour before kickoff, he let us know he was going.
3rd and 8 from the 17. Beathard back to throw.
Wide open for the speedster, Goodwin. And Goodwin is gone. A 49er touchdown.
Keith ran a perfect route. I remember it was just running down the sideline. Trent Taylor was right behind me, and we just kind of looked at each other like, oh my goodness, you know, like, I cannot believe this just happened. And it was special. It was something I'll never forget.
First thing I thought was, we're gonna get a delay of game, and I'm okay with it, because I knew when he caught that touchdown how much it was gonna mean to him, and I knew the whole team knew also.
That was my first touchdown of the whole year in the regular season. I hadn't won a game up to that point.
The team won for the first time. I said, that was God right there.
Our family, guys, and our guy here experienced some pain here in the last 24 hours. But he came out, balled out for us. We appreciate that. We love you, man. Love you, man.
Now, as devastating as that entire situation was, not long after, things got even worse when Marquise's wife got pregnant again, this time with twins, when they sadly lost both of them in almost the exact same way. It didn't seem like they were destined to have children at this point, but they didn't want to just accept that, so they just kept trying and didn't lose faith until eventually they were expecting another baby.
Marquise plays through injuries for most of the season. In December of 2019, the 49ers place him on the injured reserved list.
When I don't get to play, it really, really encourages me to prioritize my family more and more. This is 100% my focus.
The 49ers make a run to Championship Sunday, one win away from the Super Bowl, while the Goodwins are in Atlanta for a different big event.
It's like tug of war. I really want to be with my team. On the other end, we're finally getting our rainbow baby, so words really can't explain the feelings that I have right now.
In the Super Bowl, Marquise watches his team lose to Kansas City.
Losing in the Super Bowl, me not being able to play, all that is out the window is behind me, because I have such a blessing coming tomorrow. That's gonna be the best day of my life.
Oh my God. Oh my God. It's a girl.
At 7:48 a.m. on February 19th, Murray Goodwin is born.
At this point, it felt like God gifted them a miracle, so Marquise felt he had no choice but to create a legendary moment.
Going to the air again for the end zone. It's caught. Touchdown. Marquise Goodwin, what a throw on 4th and 1.
I lost my son 5 years ago, yesterday, so, you know, that was all God. That was all God.
Damn, if he hadn't walked out of that interview right there, he was definitely gonna tear up in front of everybody. But either way, he definitely got my respect for being so legendary about it all. But speaking of legends, another player's entire family got emotional after he did something crazy to Tom Brady. Nobody expected Brock Purdy to accomplish something wild because he was taken as a joke right when he came into the NFL.
With the 262nd pick in the 2022 NFL Draft.
The lady didn't even say my name on the TV yet, but my name came across before.
The San Francisco 49ers select Purdy, a quarterback from Iowa State.
And then everybody went crazy. Here she came, the jersey.
And they all screamed and jumped up like I was a first-round pick.
As you can see, Purdy was selected with the very last pick of the draft, a selection that ironically gets players nicknamed Mr. Irrelevant. Even the NFL itself didn't expect him to make any noise in the league or have a long career. It also didn't help that he was now a 49er quarterback behind a top draft pick Trey Lance and their already proven star backup Jimmy Garoppolo. So with Purdy being third on the depth chart, it seemed almost impossible that he'd ever get a chance to play. Until weird coincidences started happening. Trey Lance eventually broke his ankle.
An unfortunate spot for Lance to be in there.
Then soon after, Garoppolo broke his foot.
That left ankle gets rolled up on, and Garoppolo off on a cart.
So the only option the 49ers had left was Mr. Irrelevant. Now, Purdy's career was instantly put to the test when in his debut game, he was matched up against the GOAT, Tom Brady. Whether 49ers fans had to be hyped because Purdy was literally all they had left, or if they actually saw some promise in him, he still got chances he ran out the tunnel. As much as the fans gassed him up though, nobody thought Purdy would actually take down Brady until...
They're gonna pitch it to Samuel. Right side, gets the block. Samuel cuts it upfield. Deebo Samuel is in for the touchdown. Purdy. Back to throw. Pressure coming. Steps away. Looking to run. And he walks it in for the touchdown. I'm not shocked. I'm not surprised. Baller, man.
Purdy going to throw for the end zone for McCaffrey. Makes the catch for a touchdown.
Just think about that. In his first full game ever, against the greatest ever to play his position, Purdy was dominating him to go up 21-0. No wonder why Purdy's dad was in the crowd tearing up. I mean, this was unbelievable.
Mom and dad are having a moment right now. This is pretty special to watch.
I mean, can you even imagine?
I can't.
Purdy himself wasn't about to tear up yet though. He made sure he finished the game strong and eventually led his team to a 35-7 win. This was a crazy dub. So not only did he get praised by the GOAT himself,
Good play, my man. You played great. Keep it up. Keep going.
Purdy's interview afterwards explained why it was such an emotional moment for him and his entire family.
There was a viral clip of your dad getting choked up and crying after the first touchdown.
I saw them right after the game and just, you know, the emotions on their face and just the way they looked down at me from up on the railing. It just means a lot because just throughout my whole life, the ups and downs of playing quarterback in general, you know, high school and college, the people at home that just believe in you and they always see the best in you. And so they've believed in me even though I was the last draft pick and all that kind of stuff. They've always been telling me like, you're good enough and we know that you can do it. And so to see them after that performance meant a lot to me, and so very blessed to have them as my family.
Man, knowing how much his family supports him, to having them be there as he took down a legend is something Purdy will never forget. But sometimes what players do can get more than emotional. Like when a player not only made the biggest mistake of his life, it ended someone else's. Henry Ruggs' emotional story was always sad, but not in the way you might think. Because when Ruggs was just a teenager coming up, he had a best friend, Roderick, who was his everything.
In the gym, Rod Scott was always number 3. Always alongside Henry Ruggs, number 2.
We were like twins, that's all I can say. Like we were the same person.
They were inseparable. I've still met people that say, I didn't know them apart.
They both starred in basketball for Lee High School in Montgomery. But Rod told Henry his future was elsewhere in a sport Henry didn't even play.
He said, Ruggs, you're a 5-star. He said, you're a 5-star in football, give it a chance.
One day I think he just listened to him and decided to play.
And once I started to play, he was just like, bruh, you better than all them out there.
5 games into his first high school season, Henry had his first scholarship offer.
I think I stopped counting at 21 offers from D1 colleges.
With Rod's own scholarship offers in basketball, the road ahead looked bright for both.
So cause of that, everything seemed all good until March 3rd, 2016. Henry planned on driving with his boys across the state to a basketball tournament when he got sick and flaked on the plan. Little did he know, this was actually a blessing in disguise, because even though the boys went without him, in a car Henry should have been in, out of nowhere, the weather caused the car to hydroplane and crash. Shortly after, Henry's phone rang, and nothing was ever the same.
I'm asleep, I don't really want to talk. And I hated to be sick, so when I'm sick, I was just kind of shut in. And I look up, and it's my cousin calling. And I'm like, "What's up? What's wrong? You all right?" Somebody said you got in an accident. Who got in an accident? What you talking about? Rod was in the car. Rod, and he had an accident. They said he got threw out the car, and she was saying that he was getting airlifted to the hospital. You know, that was all I needed to hear. I hung up the phone. I just caught out running. I could barely breathe. I could barely talk. we just sat there and just waited. And you know, I went talk to his mom, went talk to his dad, just getting updates and everything. And they was just like, he was in ICU. You know, days go by, we're gonna come back tomorrow. So I wake up early in the morning, I go back up there where the doctor came out, and you could just look, you know, of course, you could just see it in their faces. And probably an hour or so later, his mom came out, and you know, you could just tell on her face, and she was just like, he's not gonna make it. And that was probably one of the most heartbreaking things of my life, just knowing that, like I said, my other half is just no longer there with me.
Rod had a vision, and he told him that he was a 5-star athlete, and he saw him going to play for Bama.
And laying his cap on Rod's grave to let him know that's where he was going, you know, to Alabama. So for someone to, you know, to dedicate well, basically his college career, he dedicated it to him. So it means a lot. I mean, it's not even, words can even express how much that meant to us.
From that point on, Henry dedicated everything to football so he could turn dreams into reality for his boys, especially Rod. While at Alabama, the place Rod wanted him to be at, Henry became an all-time great receiver, and while constantly scoring touchdowns every game, he always threw up the number 3, which stood for Rod's jersey number. Henry was playing out of his mind just so Rod could technically be out there with him. And eventually, that led to Henry accomplishing an even bigger dream, being drafted to the NFL.
So with the 12th pick of the 2020 NFL Draft, the Las Vegas Raiders select Henry Ruggs.
We're going to Vegas! Oh my God!
After that, Henry still wanted more though. That's why his NFL career started nearly perfectly after going off during his rookie season, where many believed he had potential to be one of the best receivers in Raiders history. So they blessed him with a contract worth $16 million. And right after, he bought something he always dreamed of, him and his boy's dream car, a Corvette Stingray. Now, driving this around had Henry feeling like he made it, so he decided to hit up Topgolf for a night of fun to celebrate. That night though, he had a little too much fun, because receipts showed that he ordered 20 drinks of alcohol in a span of only a few hours and decided to drive home.
I know somebody probably in there, but this is Henry Ruggs right here. Huh? This is Henry Ruggs right here, bro. Relax, calm down, calm down.
Henry was driving 155 miles an hour when he crashed and caused absolute chaos. With flames bursting, firefighters started distinguishing the fire, and that's when it was found that a woman and her dog in the other car were dead. Henry was rushed to the hospital where he was treated for just a neck injury, but when blood tests revealed that he had twice the legal limit of alcohol in his system, this was the beginning of the end. Henry was arrested and charged for DUI resulting in death, which instantly forced his team to release him because they knew it was coming next. As Ruggs sat in a courtroom waiting for his sentencing, some of his former teammates who still supported him got emotional when they were asked about the tragedy.
Obviously, my heart goes out to the families that have been affected by what had happened, the choices and decisions. My heart goes out to Henry too and his family. Obviously, it wasn't the right choice or decision that he made, but when I heard the news, I mean, that was tough for me to hear. You never think this guy could hurt us, so I mean, I'm still kind of in disbelief.
Try and say it with a straight face, because I've already been emotional about every bit of this. No one ever wants to see this, whether it's a football player or not. You know, it broke my wife and I's heart, you know, honestly. I will always be here for him. That won't change, and I'll prove that over the course of time to him, not to anybody else. He needs people to love him right now. He's probably feeling a certain type of way about himself right now, and he needs to be loved. And if no one else will do it, I'll do it. I will tell you, I walked by and I saw Henry's locker today, and for whatever reason, that got me. It's not going to be there, not because of what he could do for me, but because of the person that he is and because I love him.
As much as everyone was supporting him though, none of that really mattered when after a long-fought case, Henry pled guilty to his charges and was sentenced to a minimum of 3 years with a maximum of 10 years in prison. Now, Henry's career and life are forever ruined. So even though he should have learned his lesson on being careful in cars because of his boy's tragedy, in the end, now he has to live with these new consequences forever, all because of one bad decision.